What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You can see I'm finally about to get started on this oxidized hood. This was actually like this before, but except for this white oxidized part. You can see the wind is trying to mess up the video. But this was like this, started getting like this, not this bad, a few years back. And I color sanded it and brought it back. Color sanded, repolished it and everything. And I brought it back, but the car sat after that for like I think like a year or two, and it just got oxidized all over again. So you can see right here how the clear coat is, and then this is from when I sanded it before, I guess, and started oxidizing more. But I posted this on Facebook in the Allroad forums, and a lot of people were telling me this happens because when these cars were painted from the factory, and I guess after they're painted, you know how they put that protection plastic or whatever on it when they get ready to ship the cars? They said that's what happened. They put these on here, so after years of owning an Allroad, if the paint starts to oxidize, it'll start to show. And some people have had success color sanding it out. And I had the success, and again, this is a silver car too, so the darker cars, it might be harder to get this out, but you can get it out from color sanding it. So you can see I got some sponge sandpaper, got medium grit, very fine grit, and extra fine grit. And I got some, I used this last time, some ultimate compound and some polish, the McGuire's. The McGuire's is real good. This one cuts pretty fast and it's safe too, so that's why I'm using that. It works real good. And then I have a buffing pad and a polishing pad, so I'm gonna be using each of those for the different, you know, the buffing pad for the compound and polishing pad for the polish, of course. So anyway, let's get started. Right, you guys can see I got set up here. Got a canopy right here. I'm at a different location, so you can see how, kind of see how it is right now. All the discoloration, well, oxidation. So start with just cleaning this off, giving it a little scrub down. I want to make sure everything's off of there, so when I sand it, I'm not necessarily, you know, rubbing dirt into the paint, making it worse. I'm just using some Dawn right there so to strip any kind of wax or anything that's on the paint. Rinse this off. Hope you guys can see all right because I'm in the shade, but because you don't want to do this in the sun, especially when you start putting the compound and the polish on here. You don't want to do it on the sun, in the sun. All right, let me get everything set up. I'm starting with this medium grit. And I got some soap and water to kind of give it some lubrication. And I'm just kind of going over the heavy areas. I can feel some resistance, and I'm just going until I feel it stop. I mean, until I feel the difference, until it starts feeling all the same. So you're gonna kind of have to feel it, kind of look too. But you can see some spots there where it looks like it kind of went through the, like it oxidized all the way down to the base coat or something. That's why I started with this medium grit. to kind of knock all that down if possible. So hood might not come out perfect, but I'm just trying this until maybe another hood pops up at the yard, hopefully. All right, I'm gonna get this and I'll come back when I get to the next step, which would be the very fine grit and then the extra fine grit. All right, I'm on the very fine grit right now, but I can see already that some of that was down, well, actually was like that where the clear coat was peeling, it actually was down to the base coat. So probably gonna end up getting this hood painted unless one pops up. It is what it is. Like I said, I did this before a long time ago, and this is just me trying it again. It looks like it's gonna have to get repainted or something. Well, it is gonna have to get repainted because, like I said, that's down to the paint right now. Probably should have just went to a shop and had them re-clear coated, but I'm not the expert on any of this, so keep that in mind too. But I could feel where it did even it out. I could feel like right here where the clear coat was, it feels kind of rough. I'm gonna finish knock that down and come back with the extra fine. All right, before I get to the extra fine, I want to show you guys what happened. Yeah, this hood, the parts where you guys saw the those white powdery spots, that was actually dead clear coat. And like I said, I did this before, so you can see where those spots are at. Because when you're color sanding, you're basically sanding away like higher material to get the whole thing even, and of course trying to sand away slowly any like dark spots or anything like that. Like I said, I'll give it the old college try, but this hood was a wrap, so I'm probably still gonna try it since we're here. I mean, go ahead and sand the rest of the stuff. But you can see that it took away some of the other stuff, some of the higher spots that were there from before. Because it was, you can see it was worse than this before. So it took away a lot of the stuff that was up. You can kind of still see this up in here. But you can also see where it sanded down to the paint. Well, actually, that was just the old, like probably if I used like if I kept washing this would have happened. Because that clear coat was dead. Even when I felt over, you could kind of feel it flaking away a little bit before. But you kind of feel where it's even out. But you can still feel those spots where it came down to the paint. It's just not as bad. It's just that the paint wasn't really adhering. The clear coat wasn't really adhering to the base coat because it, like I said, it oxidized out too much in those spots. So it just came off. But we're down to the extra fine here. And I might go back over these if it doesn't come out like a little bit more. Might go back over those with the extra fine. Well, with the very fine. This is the extra fine. And if you guys ever do this, of course, you want to watch like a professional do it. Like that's what I did the first time. And I used some higher quality sandpaper with, but I thought that instead of paying for all that, I could try these. And, you know, since this was probably going to happen, which I thought it was because of those powdery spots that you guys saw before. But you want to use like stuff like 1500 grit, 2000 grit, then 2500, maybe even the 3000 and up. That's what I did the first time, and it worked out pretty good. I'm gonna go over this and then we'll come back. Yeah, see, it's just getting worse. The more I try, because I'm feeling this as I do it, and it's trying to smooth out, but like I said, it's just taking more and more of that old clear coat and the base coat that got oxidized in those areas away. I'm gonna dry this off and we'll come back with a polish, with a compound and polish. You can see where it's starting to dry. I was getting white and flaky again. So this oxidation was too deep on this paint. So this was gonna happen no matter what. So it just needed to be repainted. I'm gonna still try the polish though and see what happens, because you can still see, you know, some of this stuff. So I'm gonna try the compound and then we'll go from there. All right, you can see a little better now where you see some spots I didn't sand well, like right there. But you can see right next to it what the color sanding does. It kind of takes away all that oxidation. But you can still see the other parts where it's turned white again because it was too oxidized. So the more I sanded it, the more it just took the oxidation away because it's not really adhering to the hood. So no matter what I did, that was gonna happen because it was just, those spots was just too far gone. You can't even see right here. So there's a couple Allroads at the junkyard that I'm gonna go check out the hood off of those, and I'm probably gonna get one of those and just try those out, because this is, like I said, this is gone, but I just want to give it a try first. But oh well. I'm going over the hood right now with the compound, so I'm doing like half of the hood so you can see the difference. But you can see here still kind of raised, so like I said, it was just too far gone. So I'm gonna compound it a little bit more and then we'll come back and see how it looks. Or I zoomed out a little bit, but you can see I went over a little bit more than half of the hood, but you can see the difference over here. If you look here, remember that part that I told you I didn't get too well with the sanding? You can see they're gone now, even over here. So the only thing left is like the deep oxidation like this. But man, the hood feels smooth. And I haven't even polished it. But you can see the part where it was like the deeper oxidation. It made it feel smoother, but it's still there. It's just gone. I mean, if I kept compounding there, it would end up like this, because the paint is too gone. It's not really sticking to anything. So it just oxidized all the way down to the base. So like I said, this hood is too gone, but you can see right the difference. All right, so I'm not even gonna bother with the polish because it's just gonna make it look shiny, but I'm gonna go check on those other two hoods. What's up, y'all? So I'm here at the junkyard, and this is what, a 03, 04. You can see it's got the different side markers, but this is a brighter silver, so it's not the exact same color as mine. So what happened was, there was another one yesterday a row over from here, and on my way down here this morning they scrapped it, so it went off of the list. So I'm like, oh man. So I get another notification just now that another one showed up, but at Sun Valley. And I actually was at Sun Valley yesterday to see that other one, but that hood wasn't good on the other one. So I'm on my way home, like, oh, just my luck, man. I said, ain't no telling when they would get another one in. So I said, you know, it's probably for the best, you know, something better will come along. So I just got a notification that another one showed up at Sun Valley, at the one that I was at yesterday, and it's the same color, and it's a good hood. See how God works? All right, so we're gonna roll over and get that one. All right, you guys, I got off the car, gave it a little wipe down to make sure everything was good. So there's no deep scratches or anything on it. It does have that, some of that light oxidation that come, but this, for some reason, this one is not bad like most of them, just got 3 streaks. But that will come out with just the rubbing compound. So I'm gonna get this one, and I'm not gonna get a warranty on it because it'll be cheaper. And then I'm gonna switch it out right here because you get a little bit of your money back. So I'll be right back. Check it out with no hood, y'all. You get a plexiglass hood and roll around like that. And 2.7T with the engine covers on is a pretty engine bay. But look.
Looks good, man.
I know, with no engine, I mean, with no engine cover. Yeah, so we're about to switch that out now. All right, y'all, just got the hood on. I'm leaving the grill off because I'm gonna go over and polish the hood and everything, then I'll put the grill on. But it looks good, got it lined up and everything. And then this, and then I'll, so I'm gonna take this back in so I can get my core deposit, and then we're out of here. So I just went over the hood real quick with some compound, and you can see that oxidation was mostly coming out. I didn't even go over it hard, but you can see it right there, just a little bit. So I'm confident it's gonna come out with just compound, but this hood had a lot of little black specks over it. And I didn't know if it was rock chips or what, but I wet the car down, and I came back with my fingernail, and they started coming up. So I washed the hood a few times, tried to get most of it out. And I think some of it might be rock chips, but when I put my hand over this hood, I could feel that it needs to be clay barred. So I'm gonna get a clay bar and clay bar the hood, and then go over the whole thing. Might end up going over the whole car one day, but I think for now I might just concentrate on the hood, depending on, because I got some other things coming up that I'm gonna need to do. But I'm gonna get the clay bar, and then we'll come back and I'll do the compound again, then polish, and then we'll go from there. I was just pulling this back, and I just saw how it really looks in the sun, so I just wanted to come back and show you guys this. You can really see the definition and stuff a lot better. So a little bit of work, and this hood is gonna come out good. I like it. A lot better than what it was, so Allroad's coming along. All right, you guys, I'm back at it. It's actually been a couple days. I had to take care of some other stuff the last couple days, but I just went over this with the clay bar. I went and got the mother's clay bar kit, and it's real easy to use. You just spray the detailer down and flatten the clay bar and rub it, and you can feel it get smoother. You can feel the roughness, then you'll feel it getting smoother. Then you want to fold this up and move to another section. It's real easy. The instructions are on the box, but the hood is like a lot, it's smoother than it was. But this hood has some rock chips, especially on the front, so it's not perfect, but you know, it looks a lot better than what it was. But I can still see those stripes. So I went and bought some 3000 grit and 5000 grit sandpaper. It's actually on a sponge. You could just kind of use your hand to do it. So that's what I used last time. I used 3000. I got 5000 because this hood isn't anywhere near as bad as my other hood was. So I actually might try to just go over it with the compound. The compound took it out some, and then I'll probably go over it again. So I'm gonna dry this off and see what we get. All right, y'all, I'm back. seeing how this was coming out, I felt over the hood and just looked at those oxidation. It was real light, so I tried going straight to it with the 5000, and this one is gone. And they're like coming out real good. I didn't even have to do it a lot, so I'm gonna go over the rest of the spots with the 5000, and you kind of see one right there. And this is all I'm doing. Then I'm gonna wash this off and see if I can, anywhere I can still see them, I'll just go over them. But it's like coming off real quick. But I'm still gonna probably give it another compound go over and then hit it with the polish. All right, you guys, just went over it with the compound. Came out pretty good. Also, like, it doesn't need polish, but I'm gonna go ahead and polish it, of course. Be right back. All right, I polished half of the hood, y'all, but you can't really make out the difference on camera, but I could see it, and mostly you can feel it. The clay bar got the hood smooth, but man, the polish just gets it like glass smooth, and I can feel the difference going from one side of the hood to the other. So this is the side I did, this side I didn't do yet. So I'm gonna polish the rest, and then I still, after I polish it, I got to go over it with a wool pad that I have to just kind of finalize and buff it out. And then I'm gonna go over it with some wax. All right, y'all, everything's done. Just went over with the wax and the wool buffing pad. Came out pretty good. You can see that that oxidation is completely gone now. So it came out pretty good with the 3 and 5000 grit. Soap and water, just go over it. Then you'll just have to, after you go over it, wash it off, dry it, and then you'll see if it comes back. Because there's a few times I went over it with the 3000 grit and 5000 sandpaper, and that's why I washed it after each time I did it, to see if it was actually still coming back. So I just kept doing it until I couldn't see it anymore. Then went over the compound and the polish. I like it though, Allroad's coming along. All right, you guys, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. The brackets for the S4 seats, the Recaro seats, are gonna be showing up tomorrow. So I just have to look over the instructions for the wiring and everything, make sure I have everything, and then I should be doing a video on that, and then we'll go from there. But leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.